We are hot and cold with China. We need them. We hate them. They're our enemy. But we need. It's an ugly situation that Trump is trying to navigate here. And now we're hearing all kinds of things about rare earths, rare earth this and rare earth that. And China's not going to let us have them. I don't know what any of this means. So that's why we need the senior vice president of business relations at Liberty University, my friend Dave Brat. Dave, okay. First of all, everyone says rare earths as if we all know what that means. What does that mean?
I'm not the expert in chemistry or whatever, but they're the rare earth minerals needed for the production of the high-tech sector, from chips to everything, to all of our electric vehicles on down the line. And so they're absolutely critical. And so you're on the money to be covering this today, brother.
Dave, so I guess we should probably rewind a little bit here. How did we get ourselves in a position where China is able to control these things and we don't?
Yes, because for the past 30 years, our geopolitical experts have been wrong about the nature of China and communism. They hoped, and I was kind of with them 30 years ago, if you get the kids rich and get them Mercedes-Benz, they'll become capitalists and we'll all live happier together. But that shift never occurred. It was never even close to occurring. Xi has outflanked us left and right. We are addicted to them and to many other sectors, even with national security concerns. And part of the problem is in the U.S. internally, right? The enemy within. I wouldn't call them that, but the Fortune 500 CEOs, they're about profit maximization up until the last month before you lose your country. And so that's how we got here, right? Everybody's looking out for their own narrow self-interest. No one's looking out for the welfare of the country as a whole until President Trump comes along with America First. And then all of a sudden, it's a whole new paradigm. It's a whole new shift in, hemispheric dominance. And he's taking it to China, and he's absolutely right to do that. And we're way late.
Okay, so the taking it to China part, is that why China's getting all huffy and saying, hey, well, no rare earths for you? Where is this trade war going? It seems like it escalates and then it dies down, and it escalates and then it dies down.
Yeah. Well, Trump levied significant tariffs on them. They responded, and, it's going to be interesting because Trump takes his public image seriously in this taco thing, right? The changing up and down, like you just said, he's getting sick of that narrative. And so I think, I'm friends with some other Trumpians in his universe, and they think it's time to go full on. And all the China hawks for the past 5 years have been counseling us to decouple. Now, of course, Wall Street will have a heart attack at that, and it will involve pain. And we're $37 trillion in debt on the fiscal side. We've been debasing our currency on the monetary side. And the American people do not want to eat their spinach. And so it's a cultural problem as well. If you tell the American people you might have to suffer a little to get past a big hurdle here with China, I'm not sure they're willing to go there.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that both parties have tried before, and it fails every time, Dave. You need to suffer. It's just not a winning political message. Midterms are coming up. Donald Trump doesn't want to be impeached every other day. It's a problem.
Yeah. No, and I ran on all that. I was, that's why I was in for 4 years and then booted out. But I ran on the budget, immigration, and the Eat Your Spinach campaign. And then lost to the CIA person that's running for governor of Virginia now. That's a whole nother story. Get me on that one some other day.
Dave, talk to me about Greenland. Obviously, this is something that got pretty famous because Trump kept talking about just taking it. We want it. We're going to buy it. And he's not letting off of this. He's not just screwing off on social media. What's the deal with all this?
Yeah, well, I think it's all related to our hemispheric dominance. Before it wouldn't have been questioned with the Monroe Doctrine or whatever. There was no question, but now there is questions. China's making huge inroads into Brazil, a bunch of South America, and Russia. Now we've driven into the arms of China. That's the major screw up of the last several years, coming from our globalist, European Union friends who are not friends at all. And so I think Trump wants to firm up all the waterways, all the military strategic points up north as well. Alaska, Russia, it's all up there, right? Do your geography on that. And there's more than meets the eye when it comes to Greenland and all the seaways up far north. Defensive systems going up in the North Pole, and it's a whole new world.
Dave, Donald Trump is getting some well-deserved accolades for being the peace president right now, coming off the Hamas deal and all this other stuff, and all that stuff is great. But there is still one big hot one that has not been solved just yet. What's the update on Russia, Ukraine?
I do not know. I think, I love President Trump on Israel, everything A+. On this one, I don't know if they got to him or changed his logic on this. But in my view, right, this all started with a coup d'etat that the U.S. CIA did on Ukraine way back in 2014, et cetera. Putin's made it very clear this is not a negotiation, right? They will be, or at least, the eastern part of Ukraine will be a buffer zone. We lied to them about 17 other countries. We said we wouldn't move an inch further to the east. James Baker III and the Bushes made those promises. Obviously, we didn't keep our word. And so Putin has been very moderated in his views, especially with what Europe is doing to him right now. And now they've got President Trump, threatening medium, long-term stuff going into Russia, which to me is just crazy. But I think President Trump is being told he's got to use leverage. That's the only way to stop the strong man. Instead of, no, I think you just do what Putin offered 2 years ago in a peace agreement. I want these two pieces of eastern Ukraine, and there's not going to be any security agreements. There's not going to be any NATO expansion. And that was the deal they offered us. And it was fine. It's fine for the U.S., for America first. But the Europeans are itching for a fight with somebody because their economies are bankrupt, literally. And I don't know what they're selling to President Trump, but I don't like it.
Dave, as always, thank you, brother.